Political analyst Peter Mathews joins me now. He is a professor of political science at Cyprus College. Good to have you with us.
Good to be here, Rosemary.
Well, President Trump is accusing Google of political bias, accusing Google of rigging search results, suppressing conservative voices. Is there any evidence to suggest that is the case? And how likely is it that the White House would investigate Google over this?
First of all, the evidence is not overwhelming or clear that that's the case, because most of this, when a search is conducted by someone, it's based on algorithms and how many, what the person has been actually looking for, what kind of subject matter, and how popular is the particular topic and the particular source. For example, I just Googled Trump news today about half an hour ago, and the first source that came up was the conservative Fox News, or the right-wing Fox News. And the next one was the Slate magazine, and then came up the next one was USA Today, and CNN came in fourth. So I think Trump is exaggerating it, and I do believe, however, the algorithms can be in some ways biased because people who write them have their own biases. But overall, I don't think there's a wholesale attempt of Google to keep out conservative viewpoints and only have negative viewpoints of Trump put forth on the liberal media.
Interesting. So how much of this is about trying to distract attention, perhaps, from the death of John McCain and how the president has dealt with the passing of the senator?
I think there's a good case to be made that that's what's going on, because the senator's passing was very tragic for many people, a very sad occasion, and he was certainly lauded by many people. But Mr. Trump basically insulted him by refusing to lower the flag for a while, half-mast. He was not invited to the funeral for various reasons, and Trump resented that, and so he was trying to get back at McCain. It was very negative publicity for Trump to be seen that way with the hero of America. So he changed the subject by bringing this up. He does that all the time, and that's he's hoping to take the attention off of his negative coverage of what happened with McCain. I think that's a lot of it, and he does that quite often.
Right. In fact, President Trump so far this week has raised a whole lot of other issues, repeating his call for Mexico to pay for the border wall, the fate of Attorney General Jeff Sessions. But one issue he perhaps didn't expect to go public was his private conversation at a White House dinner Monday night hosting evangelical leaders, where he warned of violence if Republicans lose their majority in Congress in November's midterm elections. What did you make of that threat?
Very disturbing comment and warning that he comes up with, because this goes right at the very heart of our democracy and our republic and the way the rule of law should work. And if someone loses an election, or a party loses an election, that should be accepted by the other side and this side as well. And legitimacy of the country is at stake here. If he says there's going to be violence, he's suggesting that the Republicans should not lose and that people should be scared into voting for them because of a fear of violence. Very egregious, very dangerous, very anti-democratic, and very anti-openness. And I think it's very dangerous for him to talk in those terms. But that's interesting how that tape leaked. I'm really glad that we heard it, because we can see what kind of game this person is playing and these people who back him are playing. And we should really be very cautious and ready for that. And hopefully nothing will happen in terms of violence.
Let's just quickly go back to that other topic that was raised this week, and it was big discussion throughout Tuesday, the fate, of course, of Attorney General Jeff Sessions. We heard Lindsey Graham say, well, basically that relationship between Sessions and the president is untenable and something has to be done about it, whereas Mitch McConnell, the majority leader, on the other side, he was saying, no, he has his full support. What is going on there? What needs to happen in that situation with Jeff Sessions?
I think Jeff Sessions should have the support of the president included, because he is the Attorney General. He did the right thing by recusing himself because of the Russian meeting that he had with the Russian ambassador, I believe. He recused himself so he wouldn't be biased in any kind of investigation. And I think the investigation is going the right path with Mr. Mueller and Rod Rosenstein actually supervising it. I think it's absolutely wrong for the president to threaten Jeff Sessions in any way. That also goes against constitutionalism, the rule of law, because you're talking about separation of powers here and checks and balances. If the president can use a heavy hand against the Attorney General by speaking out so forcefully, constantly against him, and wants to get rid of him, it seems to me, that really strikes fear and it strikes uncertainty into the hearts of those who are doing the investigation. It could very well do that. And that would be very wrong for the rule of law and for the chance that we'll come out with an equitable, really carefully investigated case that will get to the bottom of the truth, which is exactly what this country needs right now.
Peter Mathews, thank you so much for sharing your perspective with us on these matters. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Rosemary.